Today we are going to do an experiment that is in the mechanical measurements and metrology lab. In this one, we are going to conduct an experiment that is inspection of components using mechanical comparator. This is one of the easiest way to find out the deviations of the components manufactured in large scale. That is in mass production, we can't able to measure each and every component like this way, identical components, and measuring their actual values by taking the readings and all and calculating. It consumes a lot of time, and even that requires a lot of time, and even so much of energy has to be spent. So in spite of that, only we are going to know about the deviation, how much the deviation the components are having, by very quickly and easily, and any unskilled labor can also use this method of finding out the deviations. Like this way, you see some of the identical components are here. You see here only we have taken 5. Like this way, you may take 10, 20 or 30, 50 like that. So it represents mass production. That is in the industries, large scale industry, it may be in thousands also. Okay. Now this is a very one small component where it's a shaft. Right now we have to manufacture this shaft for a given basic size. For example, here we have taken the shafts of 20 mm basic size, and afterwards we need to have some tolerance will be given on each component. Okay, so depending on the tolerance, that is how much tolerance, within what tolerance it should lie. Now we are going to find out whether this component is manufactured within the limit or not. If it is moving out of the limit, then we have to reject it, and if this component is manufactured within the given tolerance, it will be accepted. Okay, now you see here we are going to get the basic size of this component by using this simple instrument, that is vernier caliper. Now here the least count of this caliper will be 0.02 mm. This is the limitation of this vernier caliper. You see here it is showing exactly 20. But if this deviation is less than 0.02 mm, it can't able to show. Okay, so it is not having that sensitivity. Okay, that's why we are going for this dial gauge, which is used in this mechanical comparator, where this dial gauge is showing you the deviations in the order of 1 micron. Okay, this is the setup. This setup it is called as mechanical comparator. This is having a robust base, and this is a column, and this is what the arm. By this we can able to raise and lower this complete this arm. And the one end of that arm is having the this is containing this dial gauge, which is of 1 micron least count. Okay, can able to write this one, right? Now you see after knowing this basic size of this component, we are going to set this dial gauge for the basic size. Right now you see the basic size is 20 mm. Here we are using this slip gauge of 20 mm size to set for the basic size, and with a little bit pressure, you see here now it is showing something. I am going to place this dial gauge, this one slip gauge here, and here this pressure is, that is why after making one round, here one division will be moved in the small dial. Okay, that means so one division will be equal to 1 micron. It is having 100 divisions. Okay, 100 divisions means how much it will be? That is that means 0.1 mm. Now you see after setting it for, now we can raise and lower this one. Now you see, can you able to see here? This is showing the pressure. Okay. Now I have set it for 1 complete division. Okay. It is having 200 divisions. So right here it is 100, and again here it is 100. Okay. That is, now after this I am going to remove it. Okay. Now I am going to pass this components, identical components. So this is the plunger. This plunger, movement of this plunger will be magnified in this. It will be magnified in this dial gauge. Okay. So right, 200 times it will be magnified. Okay. Now you see, if I am going to move this one, so it is going to show you the deviations. Right. So when initially when it rises this plunger, it will be making clockwise direction. Right. So afterwards it will reach a maximum peak point. There it will move. It will be moving downwards. Now you see, first it will be rising, right? So till the center. Afterwards it will stop and it will come back. Now we have to see how much deviations it is there. Now you see, right, 50 microns it is there. Right, now the manufacturer will give you the tolerance. Here I have given 30 plus or minus 30 microns. Now it is showing plus 50 microns. I will write it here, plus 50 microns it is. Now I am going to remove it and I am going to pass one more. Just observe here, I am going to pass one more here. Now you see, right, that is around plus 20 microns it is, right, it is plus 20. Next I will pass one more. See, observe here, first initially it will be in the clockwise direction and somewhere it stops. Now you see, it is having plus 18 micron, plus 18 micron. Now another 2, right, see, it is showing you the exactly plus 30 microns, plus 30, right. Next, last one it is there in our experiment. For simplicity we have taken only 5. You can do it for, right, now you see, it is showing you the, right, minus 25, minus 25. So these are in the microns. I have to convert it into millimeter. So divided by 1000, now 0.05 plus, right, and here plus 0.02 mm it is, okay, plus 0.018 plus 0.03 and again here minus 0.025. Right, now it is accepted or rejected. This is rejected because we are given the tolerance as plus or minus 30 microns. So this is rejected. I will write it as R. Of course this is accepted because plus 20, plus 18 accepted, plus 30 accepted, minus 25 also accepted. Size of the component X is equal to B plus D. B is the basic size of the component. It is 20 mm. Okay, 20 mm, you add this one, 20.05 mm, X that is. Next, this is 20.02, 20.018, 20.030. Now we have to subtract this one. That is 20 minus 0.025. So how much? 19.975. 19.975. Now I have to take the mean of this one, the average of this one. I have to take plus 20.030 plus 20.018 plus 20.02 plus 20.05, right, that is sigma x is equal to 100.093. So we have to take the mean, so that will be is equal to sigma x is 100.093. I will write it 100.093. Number of components I have taken it as 5 here, right, so divided by 5. This is the average 20.0186, mean of this one. Now I have to take the x minus m, that is x minus mu, sorry, this is mu, mean, x is this value, 20 minus of this mu I have to do, okay, then I have to tabulate all these things, then the sigma of x minus mu will be taken, so to calculate the standard deviation, okay. So right, I will go for this calculation now. Okay, so after the calculation we have got this sigma x, total of all these things will be 100.093, and we have got the mean mu is equal to, so this by number of components, so that is nothing but 20.0186 mm. Okay, this is the mean. Now so x minus mu, each values are x, and getting the difference of these values with this mean, we have got these values, and summation of all these things, sigma x minus mu is equal to 0.0884. Okay. Now substitute this value in the standard deviation equation, that is sigma, that is equal to square root of summation of x minus m x minus mu whole square by n minus 1. Right, this is what the value so we have taken here, that is a square by 5 minus 1. Standard deviation we got 0.0442 mm. Okay. So after getting sigma, we have to get upper control limit. So mu plus 3 sigma and lower control limit mu minus 3 sigma. In the substitution, we have got this upper control limit as 20.0628 mm and lower control limit is 19.886 mm. So this is about this particular experiment where initially that is basically we are using it for checking the components whether to accept it or reject it. By this way, we can able to measure the deviations of any number of these components within a short period and with a very high accuracy. We can use it for mass production. So thank you all. This is all about the experiment.